Chinese hotel burnt down, set ablaze by Jamaicans after denying access to the beach.
Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society.
We're going to use these black people to help us build the hotel, and then we're going to say they're not included. Oh yeah, so the Jamaican was like, we're not having it. So
it should be clarified that the owners of the hotel are not Jamaican themselves and are believed, I don't know for sure, but are believed to be Chinese investors.
So a Chinese hotel in Jamaica is not allowing Jamaicans, let me say black Jamaicans, to enter or to patronize that particular hotel. And because of that, allegedly, Jamaicans or black Jamaicans have burnt down that hotel. Down, like it has been brought down by fire. I don't know what you would think about this, but it's a mixed feeling. Trust me, it's a mixed feeling, and Jamaicans are actually reacting to this. They are They are reacting to this, and I don't want to talk much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You don't lose anything by liking. Let's go into the video, watch, come back and talk.
talking about, the Jamaicans burned this racist hotel down because they did not want any black people to check into their hotel. So it happened in Port Antonio, Jamaica, and the people who did it was some Caucasian and some Chinese. So they built an hotel, and also they sectioned a piece of the private beach and said that they did not want any black people to be included. So they just kind of like, yep, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to section off a piece of the beach, and we're going to just build an hotel. We're going to use these black people to help us build the hotel. And then we're going to say they're not included. Oh yeah. So the Jamaican was like, we're not having it. So we're going to burn it down. And that's exactly what happened. So I do have a video of the fire, and I also want to let you guys know it happened in Port Antonio. I know most of you guys have questions. I can't answer all of you guys at once, so please bear with me. I'll try my very best to kind of,
So disclaimer, I'm not saying the activity that occurred in this video is good or that it should be applauded, but I will say I understand. In Port Antonio, Jamaica, this hotel was burnt to the ground because the owners of the hotel basically put a policy saying that no Jamaicans could stay there. Only Chinese and Caucasian guests were allowed to stay and utilize the private beach. Now, it should be clarified that the owners of the hotel are not Jamaican themselves and are believed, I don't know for sure, but are believed to be Chinese investors from, China. Anyways, here's the video. Now, I'm not saying what they did was correct, but if you know Jamaicans, they do not take ish like that. So what do y'all think? Were they right or wrong? Also, it should be noted that not a single person was hurt or injured in this incident, to my knowledge. If someone has other knowledge, feel free.
There is strife and problems in Jamaica as a alleged Chinese hotel that was blocking local people's access to the beach has now been set ablaze. We don't know the full stories as to how and what has gone on behind it, but it is alleged that a Chinese hotel is torched by Jamaican nationals after being denied access to the local beach and resort reserved only for white Jamaicans and Chinese citizens inside Jamaica. Now, having seen what's gone on inside South Africa and how they are pushing out about migrants in the country, Jamaica has been very chilled about the removal of access to its own beaches, which is constitutionally, I believe, in Jamaica, something that should be protected. But private companies have bought every single seafront, and they are now preventing actual local Jamaicans from having beach. And if you think about Jamaica, you think beach, mountains. So if you can't access the beach, that's a massive deal for local people, and it's something that the Jamaican government is going to have to figure out a real strategy for. What they do not want is that local businesses or international businesses who are set up in Jamaica feel like it's not safe because they've completely sold every single part of the beachfront properties available in Jamaica. Tell me what you think. If you have more information locally, please share, because it means a lot to us as our people.
Chinese hotel burnt down, set ablaze by Jamaicans after denying access to the beach that was reserved for Chinese and white Jamaicans, or white people and Chinese people. Let me say that, even though out of many one people. Like, what if we they added them a play, the dark skinned ones? Who are you? And we not promote or support violence, but When they hear them violent act, yeah, them arson, it makes sense. We understand. I'm sure the whole diaspora, neighboring islands are proud of Jamaicans, like all the time. And one thing with Jamaicans, when you start to do too much, you go feel it. Remember what them tell you, from history? All of the bad slave them, or Jamaica them send them. So if you not think, say, some of us don't have our ancestors' blood running through our veins still, sad mistake. Nobody never tell you, Jamaicans, not frightened for nobody. No matter who.
So a Chinese hotel is set ablaze right now in Jamaica. Well, the local people don't have access to the beach. While locals are not allowed to use their beach and only foreigners. What do you think is going to happen?
They said in Jamaica they burnt
They burnt down a hotel.
Chinese people tried to invade Jamaica at the beach. And they didn't want the Jamaicans. They said, nah, no Jamaicans allowed. We're just going to build our Chinese hotel on the Jamaican beach and say Jamaicans ain't allowed. Yeah, what is wrong with you damn people, huh? Somebody is always trying to invade other people's land and then say like, what? Kill them all. Kill invaders. Kill them.
Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number 2, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay, you're welcome. We put you back on a plane.
Because we suffer every day. Can you imagine? We have been here for centuries and we're still lagging around. If we to start a business in Jamaica, this is one of the hardest things to start a business. While the Chinaman come from China, come to Jamaica, start a business, none tax for 5 years. And by the time the 5 years come and if you start pay tax, he making cousin and he never and he uncle come and him gone. So, and listen, this have been happening for centuries. So this have nothing to do with PNP or JLP. And you know, at the end of the day, none of them no want to fix it because all of them want us to, the black man, to stay at the back.
The Chinese pretty much own Jamaica. I mean, the Jamaican government is giving them concessions, land concessions. They're building hotels, beach resorts. They're building 2 schools for the Japanese, for the Jamaicans. And what the Jamaicans have to give them in turn is the right to certain lands, the right to certain waterways. And if it doesn't stop, Jamaica, ironically, the land of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, will be the first Chinese colony in the Caribbean.
Wow.
It's getting bad. And you know why it's happening? Because the black bourgeoisie leadership in both Africa and the Caribbean, they don't have to live with the consequences of the economic decisions they make.
You know what? Jamaica, we can learn something from Jamaica. I'm not shocked at all that business was burned down. And I honestly, what do you mean you're going to come to my country and think you're going to set up shop and deny access to the locals, but grant access to Chinese and white people in Jamaica? Instead of saying, oh, let's not shop here, let's not give them our business, they said there will be no business. I ain't mad at it. I feel like that was a united front right there. Now, I'm not saying that I condone violence, but there's a few of us that need to take notes. Puerto Rico!
So, Asians and Europeans opened up a hotel. Well, they built and opened a hotel in Jamaica and discriminated against the locals. And That being said, and that being the word going on in Jamaica, they burned the hotel to the ground. And I just want to say this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you open up a hotel in a country or island and that's full of black people and still discriminate against them? That's stupid. That's like me opening up a restaurant in China or Korea or any country in Asia and said no Asians allowed. Doesn't that say something? You guys are constantly trying to single out black people everywhere you go. You're gonna do it in their own land? It's like you're just asking for it. Y'all just asking for it. Y'all asking to be burnt. You're asking for your stuff to be burned down and be torn apart. And like I say, I was satisfied. This is what we need. This is actually what we need. You are not going to go into somebody else's country and disrespect them. Okay, you guys are just constantly exploiting people, but you really don't give a shit about them. You don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about them. You only give a shit about yourself. Remember, you guys wouldn't even be there if it weren't for them anyway. Y'all can at least show some appreciation, and showing some respect and courtesy. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Now you guys got what you deserve. You're asking for it. You can't go to somebody else's country and disrespect them like that. Okay, that shit has to stop, and it's going to stop. Shout out to Jamaica. You guys earn my respect. Shout out to all my brothers out there that's fighting against oppression and racism. Man, that's what we're still fighting for today. That's what we need, stuff like this. Okay, although I don't condone violence, but you guys are finally like doing something. Well, you guys have been doing something, so I'm just saying. So yeah, shout out to them. So yeah, shout out to my brothers in Jamaica and shout out to my brothers all over the world, man. That's fighting this bullshit. Okay, you're not gonna keep disrespecting us.
The Jamaicans burned this racist hotel down.
Hey, me just have a question. Now watch me here. Me cut off my lock, so me I try and navigate through this short here thing. How Chinese man go come to Jamaica and build hotel and say black people can't come there? That's why them burn it down. Me no condone violence, but Jamaicans, anytime them come to Jamaica with this foolishness, we need to burn down everything. Because they want to turn Jamaica in our new America, in our new UK, in our new China, in our new Western world, where white man and Chinese man and everybody except melanated people are run shit. Anytime they come to Jamaica with this bullshit, we need to stand firm. Don't sit down and take it, Jamaicans. You hear me? Don't sit down and take it, because if we allow them to do this, first they must start with the hotels, then they must start with the big industrial sectors, and then they must start talk about say we can't go this and we can't. You can't tell we what we do in a country. Jamaica, we born and grow. You're a visitor. You hear that? You're a visitor. And no matter how the politician them hyping up and telling us no can do this and no can do that, guess what? We have something called community justice. And if we no piss we off enough, we are gonna react. We're not like, sorry, me not bash Americans or whatever, but we're not like Americans where we are gonna just complain. We with Black Road, we bun tire, and we cause problem. Here? Don't come to Jamaica, can't tell me about black people can't use free God-given rights in a free country. Can't use hotel, can't use beach, can't use, what next? Can't use hospital? You gotta have special hospital just for black people now? Come on, man.
I can give you the craziest experience I've had as it relates to both racism and classism in Jamaica. It was during COVID. Me and 6 of my friends had broken the No Movement Day. We're hanging out at Cherry Hill. 5 of them were they looked of a certain complexion. Everybody lives within 30 seconds of where that thing was, right? I was the only one who was driving to come there. When I got up there, and 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, a police squad car came. All of my 5 friends were searched. Their cars were stripped down. When it came to my turn, they asked me if I was okay, if I knew I was breaking the thing, if I knew how to go back home. Mm-hmm. And I said, all right, well, we're just going to follow you and make sure you get in and everything's cool. And then I reach home and them stop me to get and say, why you go on the road and them thing there? I'm like, why one weed, you know? And they said, well, no, do it again. And then we drive off and leave me. Now, those police officers didn't look like me.
We have to talk about colorism in the Caribbean, and I can firsthand speak about it in Jamaica because I know there are some Jamaicans who look down on people because they are darker skinned, which is just insane to me. And let me give you guys a perfect example. I remember I had someone ask me what color I want Gina to be, like what if I want her to have my eyes, whatever, you know, and I said to them that the only thing I want her to have is cool, dark, a nice, cool, brown, dark complexion. That's all I want. And the person was like, what? Why would you want that? And I'm like, what do you mean, why wouldn't I want that? I remember when I did a video on social media stating that when I saw Gina, when I saw Gina for the first time as a baby, and I saw that she was looking white, I was so disappointed until I picked her up and checked her ear and saw that her skin is going to have a nice, cool, brown complexion. And people in the comments was asking me, why would I say that? That is so weird because I want my child to be darker skin. And that just blows my mind. I know it doesn't only happen in Jamaica. It happens in different Caribbean islands as well. And to me, we need to have these conversations more because I've seen where when somebody's in an argument, and say, for instance, the other person is darker skin, that's the first thing they're coming after. Oh, you're black and ugly like tar. You get me, I say? And we need to break from those stuff because it's honestly sad. It can honestly mess with people's confidence, and that is what sometimes stems people to bleach, right? Yeah, this is a whole conversation. I know now I come near me up in the comments, but I don't care. It's just the truth.
Me just remember when one encounter with me have. Where one woman come to buy some ear from me and come with US dollar, say, where she come from? And I said to her, I say, I don't take US dollar cash. Because there's no way for me to check it. And without a pen, and I don't have the pen. You know the pen we use to check it. Me rats. So she said to me, so what she going to do now? Because she come all the way from Ochi and that them spend on Ochi, I pay US people spend on Ochi. I say, well, Kingston I come from. Me not take US dollars. So she said, what me I gonna do? Me say, 81 Western Union, the right across the road. Because I have 3 minutes there, if you don't know President Plaza, the Western Union, in a Pavilion Plaza. You know, so Pavilion, they're right across the road from President Plaza. So she said, all right, but chef, come back up here. At the time, I had an assistant. So I said to my assistant, I said, follow her, carry the ear, follow her. She will change the money, you just take the money and come. Whereas, when the assistant come back with the ear, no money. So the woman said, me too black for you go on. So, guys, we have to laugh. So they say, all my clients is in and she say, oh, Tara, what she mean by that? Some of them too, oh, Tara. And a good thing, the assistant, she tell that not me. Because I don't want to say, the woman, you know. Why people feel like, say, colorism, why? It makes someone very delusional. Because someone feel like that you brown, you automatically look good. And you automatically, you know what brown people feel like? They feel like say the ugliest brown person look better than the prettiest dark skinned person. And that can be, that's so far from the truth. The woman feel like that she light skin and me dark skin. She have one up on me. I'm not supposed to stand up now. I'm not supposed to stand up for myself. I'm not supposed to say, if you just take it because I'm a dark skin. Like, what you mean, lady? But me being dark skin has never stopped anything. Because me not dark and ugly. And when you're dark skin, you have pretty dark skin, you have pretty light skin, you have ugly, light skin people just the same. Suppose you see the woman, she big and look like a transgender man. A transgender woman. We never know, look like one man. But she feel like she light skin. She can't come say, oh, you're too black for your go on. So what you mean by that? Oh, first of all, me never go on nowhere. But even if me did go on nowhere, even if me did go on away, when my skin color have to do with nothing. When me being dark skin and light skin have to do with anything. But there's someone very delusional. But I'm good thing me firm and nobody. I love my skin. Me never want to be no lighter. All the problem I have with my skin is the fact that me have some bump and some hyperpigmentation. But any day my skin I don't want one dark tone. Any day my skin I don't want dark tone. You can't talk to me. What you mean? What you mean me too black for you go answer, lady? Transgender man? Yeah, tell you when they have business, you go through some things, you know, people feel like if you walk by, when they don't walk by, then can't walk by, then be a careless liberty with you. But it's a good God thing. And my assistant should tell that they are not me, because I would have fixed her, you see? I would have fixed her and sent her back down at Ochi. Because first of all, my client make me know that she go over Western Union and she reach all up at the front of the line and up there spin like gig and end up come out. She don't matter what here and leave. Why? Because you can't give the people them the money again. Don't really me I want left come out from what you come give your bad money and take me here and go with it and left your bad money give me. Bright and out harder, but me too black fear go on. So you not have to do better. You not have to do better. But I feel like such you light skin you any better than me. You know better than me. And being light skin automatically make you prettier, you better than, or you look better than the next dark skin girl. I know so it work. Skin color now, I don't want to go down in it, you know.
Some time ago when I was working at this particular place, I was working with this half Indian girl. Now looking at her, you would not know that she's half Indian. You'd think that she is Indian, I guess. And when I say Indian, I don't mean Indian from India. I mean cigarette smoking, raw rum drinking Indian from Jamaica. That's how she looked, right? Anyways, one day we were at work and we were having a conversation. Now, mind you, where I was working, we had a very small team. Like, there were like 3-4 of us on the team, right? And I don't remember how the conversation started, but before I even move on, she's always watching these Indian shows. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. That's your advice. I don't care. No, one day the conversation came up and she goes, I can't believe, like, every day I cuss my mother because we can't believe she made this black dry-head nigger man breeder for me my father when she could get another Indian man for me my father. Like, why would you mess up my Indian like that? And I stopped and I looked at her and I'm like, oh my God, you're so fucking racist. She goes, no, it's not racist, man, it's not racist, but of all the men she could make with my father, she made this dry-head black nigger man with my father. And I'm like, bitch, you can sit there and say this is not racist as much as all you want. It is not going to change the fact that the statement that you've made is racist. And I've always said to people that the Indians in Jamaica are very racist, like very racist. And that is the reason why they sleep with each other. That is the reason why you have cousin and cousin getting married. You know, them have the incest, the family ram. And that's why you hear them calling a lot of Indian people in Jamaica Coolie Royal, because they want to keep their blood royal, so they will sleep with each other. I remember one time again, I went to Grange Hill with some people who were my friends at the time. And, you know, I walked in. Now, mind you, the friends that I had, they were related to these Indian people by their mother's side because their mother is Indian, right? The mother is not 100% Indian, but the mother is Indian. So she and these people from Grange Hill, they were related. These kids, her kids were black because their fathers were black, so they had not a lick of Indian in them. Now, before me fuck up my hair, you could very well see that I was mixed with something, but looking at me, you wouldn't know what I was mixed with, so a lot of people assume that I was mixed with Indian. Now, again, I'm not a straight hair person, or when you look upon me, you say, oh yeah, my curls are very tight, right? I can show you pictures, whatever. Anyways, at that time, my hair, I think, was very low, cut low, and a lot of people who know, like, will know this. If you are mixed with whatever, and you cut your hair very low, your curls are going to be even popping more. So I had my hair very short, and my curls, they were popping. Anyways, we walked into the yard, and her cousins from that side of the family, one of the boys stopped and looked at me, and he goes, you would have been pretty if you never have so much nigger in you. And I stopped. And I was like, are you fucking for real? And I looked at him and I'm like, there is nothing about you that is handsome. So I don't understand how is it that you had the audacity to look at me and say something like that, only to realize that they too were also, you know, in incestuous relationships, because again, they wanted to keep their bloodline royal, Coolie Royal.
Americans, whoa there. Please watch your mouth when you're talking about the Jamaicans, okay? I'm not Jamaican, but I'm a West Indian woman, and what y'all not gonna do is try to fearmonger and spread weird narratives about the country. You don't know anything, and it's 2025 and your ignorance is showing. One thing about the Caribbean, disaster preparedness is a way of life. We've been doing it since we were kids. 2, most houses are reinforced by steel and are built with concrete. It's not the Weetabix houses you guys have. 3, when in times of disaster, people know how to come together and help each other. They're not fighting each other in Walmart for toilet paper and rations. We have more brought up see than that. We come together and we help each other. 4, your fear-mongering, tragedy porn, kink fetish, whatever it is y'all have, where all you just like are so gleeful when bad things happen to people and you use that as an opportunity to be performatively good, keep that somewhere else. Jamaicans will deal and cope with tragedy however they see fit. If you didn't want your thoughts and prayers to elevate their spirits, keep them. If you want to be mad at people making jokes, cool, keep it to yourself. Because if we see you say anything about Jamaicans, I'm telling you, the rest of the Caribbean will gather and get you together. So if you want a nice time, watch your mouth. The things that you guys are saying and posting and commenting are making it so evident that you are highly ignorant and you are not beating the stereotype. If you don't know about another culture, if you don't know about another country, is silence not an option? Ta gueule, pe bouche zola. So kapale twop. Shut it. Keep your thoughts and prayers to thoughts and prayers. Okay? A lot of you are not going to beat the allegations that you are performative as hell. You're more concerned about looking like a good person than actually being a good person. These are human beings going through something very terrifying. Shut up.
You know, it's funny. How can you open a hotel in Jamaica and say you are not going to allow black Jamaicans? When it comes to Jamaica, like, black Jamaicans are the majority in Jamaica. The population of the Chinese Jamaicans are like just a few. So why will you even take that decision that you won't allow black Jamaicans? You know, this is how all these things starts. The racism, all the discrimination and all these things, that's how it starts. How? Like, tell me. It is alleged though, because there is no confirmation that it is black Jamaicans who burned down that particular hotel. But it seems like people know and people are aware that that hotel do not accept black Jamaicans or even black people. So only Chinese and white people are the people that are accepted in this particular hotel. How? In Jamaica. In Jamaica, roughly approximately 92% of the population are black. So out of the 2.8 million Jamaicans, about 2.6 million are black. And a Chinese will open a hotel and say he or she is not allowing black Jamaicans into the... Bro, like, God. I don't know what you think about this. If you think they deserve it, comment in the comment section, let's know. If you think whatever that happened, whoever, if it is true that it is black Jamaicans who burned down this particular hotel and you are happy about it, just let me know in the comment section. If you are not happy to, let me know in the comment section, because it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. Thank you so much for watching.